Name is Authentic Bells, and today I want to introduce to you something that is changing how money, the internet, and the digital ownership work, which is Web3. A lot of people actually hear about crypto, blockchain, NFT, and they literally feel confused or even scared to get involved. Not to worry, actually, I was actually there too. I was once there. But the truth is that this space does not, it's not just for tech experts or programmers. It's for people that, do other things every day, that have other things going on in their life. It's for people that want to stay in control. It's for people that want more opportunities to, learn new ways of earning money in the digital space. Right now, right now as we speak, what most of us actually do in the online platform is that we try to see how we can create content on social media. Currently banks control our money, and companies actually decide if we get access to opportunities or not. But that's actually what's currently in vogue. But with Web3 is quite different, right? Web3 is actually a platform that creates a system that you can own digital assets, you can control your finances, and you can participate in global opportunities without needing permission. And the best part is that you don't need to know everything to start. You just need to understand the basics and then grow from there. So in this session, I'll break down what Web3 is about and in the simplest way possible. And I'll try to see how I can use real life examples so that even if you're a newbie, or maybe you're a beginner, you would have this clarity and you would have the confidence to, jump into Web3 and start earning from there. So if you're ready, can I have a thumbs up, or possibly I would like you to please like, follow and share this video to encourage me to do more videos that circles around Web3. So now let's proceed to what Web3 is all about. Most of the time when we get into crypto, that's for people that just jumped into crypto without, doing some analysis or studying. We hear the word Web3, but sometimes we don't even know what Web3 is all about. And that's the more reason why I'm bringing this as an introduction. So Web3 is actually a new version of the internet where users have ownership and control. You get, it's not like it's big companies that now have ownership and control of what's actually going on in the world. Currently, Web3 has created an avenue whereby, provided you have a digital asset in the Web3 space, you literally have ownership and control. And right now, if maybe you're a content creator, you would basically have, followers, right, on your Instagram page or on your Facebook page. If you're on YouTube, you would be in control of your monetization, you'll be in control of your money. And currently, even in banks too, banks actually regulate our money, you get. But in Web3 is quite different. There's no regulatory body that regulates money, or there's no authority that regulates money. Everything is you're properly regulated by you alone, right? So I'm going to be breaking it down for you, and I'm also going to be informing you on, what actually makes Web3 stand out compared to Web2 that circles around, being having a regulatory body that is in charge of it, like in charge of everything that circles around finances and all that. So now in Web3, like I stated earlier on, you have a crypto wallet, while in Web2, that's for the bank aspect of things, you have an account number and all that. And for Web3, your digital assets belongs to you, and you actually have and your identity is not actually tied to a platform. So let me break it down. So when I mean your identity is not actually tied to a platform, I actually mean that you do not have an authority that is in charge of your money or something like that. You just know that provided your money is solely encrypted in with blockchain technology, you are in total control of what's actually going. Provided you have your private key and your public key, you're in total control of your money and everything that is actually going on. So I want to further break it down so that you can get to understand what I mean. So if Instagram actually shuts down your account today, right, you lose your audience. But if your money is in crypto, no company can actually freeze it. It's your money. And here is the insight. Web3 is not just technology, it's a shift from platform ownership to personal ownership. So let's proceed to the next slide that talks about understanding blockchain. Now, when you hear the word blockchain, what comes to mind? Understanding blockchain technology and everything that is actually behind Web3. So you need to understand that blockchain is actually a public digital record book. And I want you to imagine this. Imagine a market ledger that everyone can, see, but nobody can actually alter. So once a transaction is recorded on the blockchain space, it can actually not be deleted, it cannot be edited, and it stays in there forever. So when someone actually sends you crypto, it's like writing a transaction in a book that's shared to millions of computers worldwide. And that's even the more reason why, if you are in Edo Kitty and I'm in Lagos, as I've initiated a transaction, you can actually see the transaction right from your end. But the thing is that you cannot be able to touch it. You can't be able to remove it. You can't be able to withdraw it because it is controlled by me. The only way you can touch it, withdraw it, is when you have access to my wallet or when you have access to my crypto platform, which is quite different, right? And also, you need to understand that no bank manager can actually wake up one morning and say, oh, you have 100 million naira in your account, I want to reverse it. That's one of the advantage of Web3. And I would want to say that trust in Web 2 comes from institutions, while trust in Web 3 actually comes from code and transparency. And the major shift now is how the world is handling value. So let's move on to slide 3 so that we can talk about why people are literally entering into crypto. So people are actually entering into crypto because it removes barrier. Sending money from Nigeria, when you want to send money from Nigeria, what's one of the hassles that you encounter is that you have bank transfer delays, the cost of transfer from Nigeria to outside the country, they collect so much charge. And also there are some restrictions. There are some country that you cannot easily transfer money. Even if you transfer money, it might likely take like 1 month before you get it from the other end. But with cryptocurrency through Web3, in minutes you can actually transfer money. I'm actually a living testimony and a witness. So there was a time I was trying to apply for to pay my school fees. I was doing my MBA program and I was trying to pay my school fees. And because the deadline was in the evening, I was able to swiftly pay my school fees with cryptocurrency, transferring my school fees through crypto to the school's crypto wallet, and it was quite fast. So within minutes I was able to pay my school fees, and then I got a receipt for the payment of my school fees. Same thing happens with Web3. With Web3 you transfer money in minutes. It has lower fees attached to it, and you don't need anybody's permission to transfer your own money, right? And also, one thing I've actually observed based on how technology is getting to be advanced in the world is that freelancers actually get payments globally through PayPal. So if you're a freelancer, you work in Upwork, or maybe you do stuffs in Fiverr, you can easily just get opportunities, and after you get the opportunities you can easily get paid with PayPal without any issue. Currently, young people are actually joining because it creates new income paths for them. You don't need connections, you don't need a degree. All you just need is knowledge and internet. And I want to say this to close in this part 3 aspects. I would want to say this, that crypto is not just about money, it's about financial access in places where traditional system has actually failed us. In terms of Western Union, transferring your money here and there, how long it takes for it to get to the other party and all that. So let's proceed to DeFi, what DeFi is all about. So these are the key terminologies you need to know before you jump into trading fully on the Web3 space, on the blockchain space. So I believe that one way or the other, you must have heard about DeFi. If you have actually not heard about DeFi, leave a comment, or drop "I have not heard about DeFi" on the comment section, right? But here I'm going to break down what DeFi is all about, just to ensure that you have an insight on what DeFi is all about and you don't get confused. So DeFi actually means decentralized finance, and DeFi means doing bank activities without literally having a bank, right? Doing bank activities without banks. So imagine you're actually saving money and earning interest without opening a physical account, or borrowing funds without filling forms, or maybe meeting up with a manager and telling the manager that I want to borrow funds and all that. right? So let me just break it down so that you can get to understand. So instead of going to the bank, because literally when you go to the bank, right, you stand in bank queues first before you go and meet the cashier and tell the cashier that you want to do some certain kind of transactions and all that. And some of them requires that you would have to like bring in some identity verification, um ID cards, right? And just to ensure that they verify that you're the actual owner and all that. It requires lots of filling of paperwork and all that. But here in Web3, you do not need to go through that kind of hassle, right? And all you just need to do is to connect your wallet and access the services instantly, right? And that's where DeFi come into play. DeFi removes that, gatekeeper facade, and it also helps you to, it also helps to shift the responsibility to you. So you don't need to start going to the bank to complain that I'm not being attended to, the queue is actually too long, the paper filings are just too much, I'm just so tired. And in this case, there is actually no customer care because you're in control of everything, including the risks too. I'm not just going to tell you about the benefits, but over time, while we're having this conversation, I would also talk about the risks that, that circles around, the Web3 space, and how you can actually prevent it from happening to you, right? And being very careful and making money out of the space. But before I proceed, let's talk about how people actually make money from the Web3 space. So people actually make money from the Web3 space through trading. So you can actually buy a coin very early and then sell at very high price. As at 3 days ago, Solana was over 115,000 naira, and currently it has increased to 126 naira. So imagine if maybe you had 10 million naira in your account, or maybe you had 1 million naira in your account, and Solana has moved from 115k down to 126k. Imagine how much you would be having. So it's actually a good means of making money. What you just need to do is to look at the trade, buy low, buy coins that are low, that has good prospect and a very strong project, and then once the coin starts appreciating in value due to demand, you sell off. Also, you can also start investing. People actually make money from the Web3 space by investing. So what they do is that they hold strong projects for long period of time, and then they make money, the likes of Bitcoin. So if you actually had Bitcoin as at 2007, and you're still holding your Bitcoin, imagine how much you should have been able to recover or make from in the Bitcoin space. So same thing, that's how people actually make money, right? They hold strong projects for a long period of time, and then they make money out of it. Also, you can make money from Web3 through airdrops, right? So early users of platforms often reward users with free tokens, so you can actually make money from the space through airdrops. Lots of platforms like Roku, Binance, Bybit, from time to time they actually do airdrop. So provided you've participated and you've done every task that they've given you to do, you can literally just win an airdrop for yourself that you can use as a capital to start up your trading journey. Or you can also use it as a source of income. Look out for airdrops, participate in it, and make money out of it. Also, you can also use people actually build, make money from the Web3 space by teaching people about cryptocurrency and how you can actually make money from it, right? And in that way they have been able to build communities and earn from it. Also, you can use it as a means of jobs and all. So you can use it, you can pose yourself as a community manager, a moderator, or a designer, or even an analyst, a Web3 analyst, to analyze what's actually going to happen in the nearest future in the crypto space and all that. So imagine if someone actually started crypto in 2020 and is literally teaching others how to make money from the Web3 space. Imagine if the person have already created a course on YouTube and all that. Imagine how much the person will be making currently. I would like to say that in Web3, information is an asset. So to those who understand these informations early, you would basically make money out of the space, right? Compared to those that are just getting the information. However, I would want to say that there's no need to panic, or there is no hurry, because in as much as yes, you're just getting the information now, there's every tendency that you can make money, so much money from the Web3 space, provided you're starting early, and now it's still early in the Web3 space. So I would like to go to common mistakes beginners make when they want to, try to make money from the Web3 space. And there are some basic common mistake that beginners actually make. Most beginners don't lose money because crypto is bad. However, they actually lose money because they enter emotionally. And the common mistake is that they follow hype. They once they get to see that this coin is pumping, or maybe they go to Twitter and they get to see hype that, oh my god, this coin has been created and all that, they jump into the coin, and they don't even allow the coin, they don't even do some analysis, they don't do fundamental analysis to check up on chart movement, or to even go to Twitter, or maybe to TikTok to see the influencers that are pushing this coin. They just jump into the coin. They don't even check the people that are holding the coin, how much they currently they have in supply. They don't even check the volume of the transaction, the market cap, the liquidity rates, nothing. They just jump in and then they trade. And because they follow hype, they jump in and then they lose all their money. That's why most people actually chicken out from cryptocurrency. But I would like to implore you that crypto is not actually gambling. It's not a quick money scheme. You just have to get the knowledge. Provided you get the knowledge, you're good to go. Also, another mistake that beginners make is that they copy influencers blindly. They invest without even doing their research, and they expect fast profits. So if you're someone that actually have this at the back of your mind, that provided since crypto is giving people $500, $1 million and all that, I think maybe if I jump in, I'm going to get money. And no, if you have that mentality of you want to put in 10k and get $1 million, sorry for you, because in the Web3 space, and if you want to make money from the crypto space, you need lots and lots of patience to do it, right? So it's very much important that you gain knowledge first. Don't just be looking out for the profits, because if you're looking out for the profits, you get to panic, and then you get to lose more money, even in cost of you trying to invest. So it's very much important that, number one, don't follow hype. Once you notice that a coin is actually hyping on any of the social media space, you need to do your fundamental and technical analysis of the coin, and you don't just buy the coin instantly. You allow the coin to drop, the price of the coin to drop to a double bottom before you proceed to buying. In course of me having this whole conversation about what Web3 is all about and how you can start trading, I think I would have to do some chart analysis so you can get to understand what I'm talking about, right? So you don't need to panic. Making money from the crypto space is quite easy and straight to the point. So let's move over to slide 7. So slide 7 talks about the future of Web3. And I would like to say that Web3 today is like social media in 2005. You can imagine how social media was in 2005, and many people still do not understand what Web3 is all about. Some people even think that is a scam, while others are basically building wealth from it quietly. So I would like to say that, okay, I want you to take yourself back to the memory lane of people that started learning. People would learn Facebook marketing early and built agencies, and people would learn YouTube early and build channels. Now I would like you to bring yourself back to this current state, right? Imagine how much they must have made if they were very, very consistent as way back as maybe 2007 or even 2011. That is the same thing with Web3. Opportunities in Web3 do not come from rushing. They come from, positioning yourself early and staying very, very consistent. I believe that with this short intro about Web3 education and blockchain technology, you have been able to get some insights about the things you need to know about Web3, what Web3 is about, DeFi is actually about, blockchain technology, and the common mistakes that beginners make, and how you can be able to avoid it moving forward, and how you can also position yourself to making money in the Web3 space. I would like you to please like, follow, and share so that you don't miss out on any of the educational tips I'll be pushing out on my channel. Do stay tuned.